Live from the Zoom studios, the 17 and Me Show, starring Ambassador Jeff Rivero, inviting you to join our special guest,
CSU Stanislaus President Ellen Junn.
And here we go!
Welcome to the 17 and Me Show, the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals Show. We have a very special guest on tonight's show from California State University, Stanislaus, President Junn. I can't wait to ask her about what's going on her campus, especially since I'm a Warrior alum. Go Warriors! It brings back a lot of memories too, especially like the time I was in Dr. Stencil's class and he asked me to elaborate on Henry the 14th. I said, sure, no problem. He's the guy who invented fractions. Another time in Dr. Oppenheimer's class, I tried to explain how King Arthur was a big math enthusiast. I said, at his round table, he even had circumference. Another time I was asked to elaborate on the Dead Sea. I said, I don't think I can, because I didn't even know it was sick. Whoa, that's the last time I leave the front door open for you. In the U.S. history class, I was asked, where was the Declaration of Independence signed? I said, no problem. At the bottom, of course. And then in Professor Rasmussen's class, I was asked, do two wrongs make a right? I said, I don't think so, but I know what two rights make: an airplane. We're going to have a great show here for you tonight. Can't wait to have President from Stanislaus State come out and tell us what's going on her campus. But first, here's a commercial break from the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Welcome back to the 17 and Me Show. Our special guest, I can't wait to have her come out. So without further ado, from California State University, Stanislaus, President Ellen Junn. Ellen, how are you doing tonight?
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, Jeff. It's so nice to see you and everyone in the audience today. Thank you.
Well, I like to start every show off with the background information on our guest. So would you mind telling us a little bit about your background? What brought you up to the point of being president of Stanislaus State? And also, at what point did you think, this is what I really want to do, be president of Stan State University?
Well, like most presidents of universities, it was never something that was a childhood dream. I think for me, it was always that I really enjoyed going to school and learning. I loved learning. And it was also probably very much supported by my parents. My father in particular, he was the first in his family to go to college, and he was from South Korea. So he came to this country many years ago with the goal of coming to America because he had such great respect and reverence for American democracy and the incredible history of America. And so democracy and education brought him to the United States. And he sent for my mother from South Korea 2 years later. And then I was the first of three children, three daughters. And he always told us how much it was important to further our education. So all three of us went on to not just go to college, but all of us worked on our doctorates. I have a sister who's a professor at USC, and my other sister also was finishing her doctorate in economics. So we are all highly educated because our parents had such a strong belief in the importance of education. And for me, then what that meant is after you get your PhD, mine was from Princeton in cognitive and developmental psychology, I became a professor. So now I was working with students who were wanting to get their college degrees and graduate degrees. And one thing led to another, and I found that I had a skill and a knack for being able to build new programs and bring people together with new ideas. So over time, I simply started moving up in the administrative ranks from associate dean to associate provost to provost. And now, after being nominated as president of Stan State, I've been at this campus. I've been at 6 campuses in the CSU over the last 35 years, and it's been such a joy. I especially love this campus and other campuses where there are a lot of students who come from underserved areas, whether it's economically underserved or underrepresented groups, because I grew up when I was a child in the 60s. And by the time I graduated from high school, the civil rights movement had happened 10 years earlier. The women's movement was big, and those were ideas and witnessing the kind of discrimination and prejudice that happened then and still occurs today, even, was very, very instrumental in really making it a strong feeling of helping students who need additional support. And so, my campus at Stan State, 75% of my students here are the first in their family to go to college, just like my father was. And so, we are doing remarkable things with our students. And it's so exciting to see their level of success and determination and positive attitude working with our fantastically supportive faculty and staff. So that's how I've ended up here. It's been a real joy. So thank you.
Well, Ellen, as you know, I'm one of your biggest fans. About a year and a half ago, you visited our campus. Students took you around showcasing some of the green projects that they were working on, including the garden area. They were very impressed by you as well as I was. One of the things that we learned about you, that you are the first American Korean president of a 4-year institution. So we're very proud of you on that. And it also helps demonstrates to our kids somebody who broke through a glass ceiling. So can you elaborate a little bit on that, please?
And so that kind of is surprising. I didn't learn that until after I became a president, that the chancellor's office and others did an investigation to see how many other Asian American women presidents have there been. And surprisingly, our data seem to show that only 12 Asian American women have become presidents of a university, 4-year college or university presence in the United States. And I'm the first one who's from Korean American heritage. I was born and raised in this country, but that is the country of origin for my parents. And so I'm proud to be the first Korean American. Now there's a second one who's also joined as well the year after I was appointed. But it's a huge honor to have that recognition.
It is such a big honor to have you on our show tonight. Plus, I get to ask you about the future of Stanislaus State. I know you've got amazing projects going out at the campus. The pandemic has kind of pushed a pause button on a lot of people's futures, but I know we're going to come out of this fast forwarding. You're going to have a lot of things going on at Stanislaus State. Could you tell us some of the things that you plan on having in the near future?
Well, I would say this last year has been such an incredible topsy-turvy, disruptive, sequence of events with the introduction of COVID and the COVID-19 pandemic and how it's changed life for everyone on the planet. But the most amazing news is that our students and our faculty and staff have remained so strong in spite of everything, being able to, at a moment's notice, adjust and cope and still come out strong in terms of what's happening with the student success and so forth. And I'll just as an example, in the last 5 years, our campus has now received national recognition from ranking organizations. And let me share the screen. I'll just show you. Yes, and we're going, here's what the Warrior Pride is all about. So let me share. So you can see that just this past year, the Stan State is showing up in all of these national rankings as being in the top. So just as an example here, you can see we're in number one in the West of all universities and colleges in the West. We're number one in Washington Monthly for best bang for the buck, meaning the number one in the nation and in the West because of the fact that our students have a very affordable tuition and yet they're showing great success in their ability to secure jobs with a BA that has much higher salaries than students who don't have that opportunity here in the Central Valley. We're number 9th and highest in Washington Monthly for the quality of our master's programs. In Money Magazine, we're number 5 in the most transformative college, again in the West. Princeton Review has listed us in the top 127 universities in the West again, and we're only, I think, one of 3 or maybe 4 CSUs who have that honor. So you can see here that there's a whole host of independent raters throughout the nation that are listing us as having extraordinary impact on our students in our region. So that's just an example of some of the great news that's happening. And just as I want to share a little personal information about Jeff, who is our host today, he too is an alumnus of Stan State, and he graduated with his history major and then went on to be a teacher, an incredibly passionate, dedicated teacher. So I'm sorry, I'm going to do a little bragging about you, Jeff, but he was actually awarded in 2016 by President Obama, and the EPA Secretary, Jenny McCarty at the time, named him Teacher of the Year. And in the education, in environmental education specifically. So not only did he win that award, but also his school that he works at, Yosemite High School, a continuation high school in Merced, California, here in the Central Valley, is a green ribbon school, one of the only schools, continuation schools, who have had that honor in California. So it's been just tremendous to see our students and our alumni like Jeff go on and do fantastic things even after college and well into their professional lives. So that's the kind of success that I can see is continue to be poised for, because COVID has taught us a lot of new skills and new ways of thinking, doing things, so that our students have access to more kinds of services delivered both on campus. As we come back to campus this fall, will be a gradual phase in as the health department permits us to do so. And we can complement our on-campus services and interactions, which nothing will ever replace being on campus, on a college campus. But now we have a whole new portfolio of services that can be delivered via Zoom, through telemedicine, through telehealth, and all of that will make us an even stronger and more robust campus. And I think that it'll give a lot more flexibility and more opportunity for our students and our faculty and staff to engage with each other, with the community, and with the international community as well. So lots of exciting things coming forward. So thank you.
Well, that is absolutely fantastic news about Stanislaus State. I love the trajectory that you have our campus going, but we're going to have to take a commercial break because after all those kind words you just said, I'm about as red as my tie right now. So we'll be back in just a moment after this commercial break. Welcome back from our commercial break. Just in case anyone was unclear of just how proud I am of my university, let me answer that right now. Ellen, I wanted to let you know that both my brothers, my father, nieces and nephews, multiple colleagues have all graduated from Stanislaus State. So I wanted to thank you for all the wonderful things you have going on out there. This is my favorite part of the interview, where I get to ask the guest Which one of the 17 SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, is their favorite? Do you have one or is it multiple? And what is the reason behind those passions?
Okay, well, all of the goals are actually fantastic, and it's so wonderful to see them all explicitly mentioned as goals. But I think the one that I have most passion for obviously has to do with goal number 4, which is quality education. And this goal ensures that there's inclusive and equitable quality education that promotes learning, lifelong learning, and opportunities for all students everywhere. So this is especially important to us on our campus. All of them are also very important, but this one has a special resonance for us. And so, what I can tell you is that our campus has created a campus sustainability strategic plan and that we're building on our current strengths. And the really wonderful thing is, since I've arrived, the university has finally earned its first silver rating from the Association for the Advancement of Education's Sustainability Tracking and Assessment Rating. It's called the STARS system for short. And this then shows that we have now reached a level of sustainability activities and resources and opportunities. Just as an example, I'll just give you a few, is that Stan State now offers, guess what, more than 150 sustainability inclusive courses. So that's a huge number of courses that students can choose. And some of them and students are very much interested in that as well. We also know that students are, especially of this generation, students are very interested and involved in trying to make a difference in sustainability issues, both in their own personal lives, in their home lives, with their families, but also in their choice of colleges and in their choice of courses. As just another example, we have our sustainability coordinator, Wendy Olmsted, on our campus. She actually earned her master's degree in ecology and sustainability. We even have a degree program, a master's degree program in ecology and sustainability here at Stan State. And in that role, she has served the institution in a lot of very important ways. So she helped to host our campus for the Association for the Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education, ASHI's virtual global conference on sustainability, and also she has 2 national fellowships on sustainability. So our students, like our associated students, is our student body, as well as the 2 other clubs on campus called Eco Warriors and Climate Action Now, or CAN. Climate Action Now and Eco Warriors, those 3 groups with associated students are doing a lot in terms of making sure that sustainability is really front and center. So for the first time, we are now using sustainability as an important part of our new student orientation, our employee orientation, and our new faculty orientation. And so these are just some examples. Just another important community research partnership is we have what's called the Endangered Species Recovery Program. So this is actually a cooperative research program that works with local, state, and federal agencies, as well as non-governmental organizations, corporations, and private landowners. And all of the folks in this group are working towards recovering threatened and endangered species that are indigenous to Central California. So all of these issues of sustainability, issues of social justice and equity, all of these, uh, are things that we take very much seriously. And the campus has continued to expand our efforts in these arenas. So it's an exciting time to be a student here at Stan State because of our strong commitment to education and sustainability.
I'm just so proud of the environmental literacy and the climate change action plans that you have going on at Stanislaus. I wanted to tell you thank you very much. Time is flying by tonight. Before you go, I have to ask, can you give us some words of encouragement or some inspiration or guidelines for our students in their futures, what they're planning for and in their careers?
Sure. I would say one of the things that I have found for my own self in terms of professional success and forward movement is to always work very hard. I always try to go the extra mile. So my advice is to students and other young people elsewhere is to always keep in your mind what is your central goal and always take steps to continue to move forward and work hard and document the things that you are achieving so that people can see the work that you're doing and the progress that you're making in working with others, not just by yourself, but working with teams of people to really advance projects and initiatives. And while you're doing that, you should always feel comfortable about who you are and don't be afraid to share your own unique background, your own story, your life experiences, your point of view. And when you do this in authentic and honest ways, you'll find that you will make lifelong friends and colleagues across all different sectors that you might encounter as you continue to move through college and into your professional world. And similarly, you can't work too hard and not have playtime. So you have to balance and hold sacred your personal balance with your family and with your support network. So keeping that balance together, but relying on your inner integrity, your moral compass, uh, staying true to ethical standards and staying positive and being real, having hope, optimism, perseverance, keep trying. Those are extremely important in success. And the last thing is, don't forget to have a sense of humor and always remember to have fun. So those are my sort of words of wisdom.
Well, let me have fun one last time by throwing up the flag and showing my pride for warriors.
Yay! Go Warriors!
If people have questions and need information, where can I send them to get those answered?
Well, if you're interested in degree programs or coursework, that's where you can contact Wendy Olmsted, or you can go to our academic programs website and find out more, for example, about their Masters in Ecology and Sustainability. But I wanted to also mention that we have, because this is Earth Week and Earth Month, we have a whole month of different wonderful celebrations for Earth Day. And just to give you an example, we have what's called a virtual art walk. This is from April 19th until May 15th, coming up next week. And so it's a virtual exhibition of art that's related to sustainability and the environment. And they're going to be featuring through Zoom and through other kinds of electronic means paintings, drawings, photography, printmaking, sculpture, digital and video performance art, etc., all submitted by our students, all focusing on sustainability issues. There's going to be a documentary that we'll be showing on April 12th, next week, to looking at farming and looking at sort of what's called a new old approach to farming. Now it's referred to as regenerative agriculture that has the potential to help balance our climate, replenish our vast water supplies, and feed the world. So, excuse me, and this will be screening and the panel discussion that will involve our students and our faculty. And we have a journalist who's also going to be talking. We have our campus's energy manager. We'll talk a little bit about how our campus's solar projects that are happening as we speak, and looking at how our campus is the leader in water conservation. So all of these events that I've talked about, you can go to our events calendar. If you Google events calendar under Stan State, you'll get more information there too. So that's just a quick sampling.
Well, thanks for being on our show tonight. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to inform our audience of all the great things that are going on at Stanislaus State. So thank you very much.
Well, and we're so proud of what you've achieved too. I mean, if you think about the generations of students that you've touched their lives and have shaped the way they think about the world because of you, that's priceless, truly. And thank you for your father's role in being teachers and touching that next generation.
Well, Ellen, time really flew by on us tonight. I had a great time interviewing you, finding out all the great things that are happening at Stanislaus State. Please let everybody know back on campus that we appreciate the job they're doing environmentally wise and also in education.
Thank you, Jeff. It's been a pleasure, and best wishes to all of the young people out there who care deeply about sustainability. It's so important. So thank you.
Well, thank you for being here with us on the 17 and Me show. I can't wait for you to see our next episode. But before you go, if you have any questions about the 17 Sustainable Development Goals or would like to teach it in your classroom, please go to teachsdgs.org. Thank you very much and have a great night.
Welcome, new students, to our virtual tour of Stanislaus State's main campus. The MSR building is home to services such as financial aid, admissions and outreach, education services, student support services, career services, EOP, and its own personal Starbucks. The Office of International Education offers a variety of study abroad programs all over the world. The bookstore gives students access to buy or rent textbooks and purchase Stanislaus State merchandise. The Student Services Building contains health education, the Veterans Center, and the Warrior Pantry, which exists to provide non-perishable food items at no cost to Stan State students in need. The Rogge Hall of Science is home to biological sciences, chemistry, geology, physics, physical sciences, and an observatory. The Science 1 building is home to mathematics, philosophy, modern languages, and nursing. The School of Nursing's cutting-edge simulation lab gives hands-on training to future nurses. Main dining offers a diversity of food choices. The Warrior Grill is a popular hangout spot that serves burgers and other grill food. The University Student Center is now open. This building has 1,228 lounge spaces and seating options throughout. Join us in the Student Center and be collaborative, creative, and comfortable in a building created by the students. The Health Center provides low-cost medical care services, health education, wellness promotion, and disease prevention. The clinic is equipped with a pharmacy, clinical laboratory, up-to-date exam rooms, and is staffed by medical professionals. The arena is the home to the athletics and kinesiology departments. Stanislaus State competes in 14 intercollegiate men's and women's sports teams in the CCAA. Stanislaus State students can attend athletic home games for free. The Student Recreation Complex features a fitness center, a soccer stadium, the Al Brenda all-weather track, and lighted intramural sports fields. Students can participate in various exercise activities that it offers. Student housing offers apartment-style living arrangements in a variety of options. Residents enjoy access to community life and academic support, a TV lounge, computer lab, 2 swimming pools, and a dining facility. Our police officers are dedicated to serving the campus and surrounding neighborhoods 24/7. In case of emergency, students can use blue light phones located around campus. For students on campus after dark, the Warrior Express is a free shuttle service that will take students to their cars. The Child Development Center is a licensed laboratory school serving infants. Under faculty guidance, students plan and implement the center's instructional teaching. The University Honors Program engages high-achieving students from a variety of majors. Bazzini Hall is also known as the Classroom Building. It houses a variety of majors that benefit all students across campus. The Vacher Library will be under construction through 2022. The library annex will provide students with access to reference and research assistants, quiet study areas, computer labs, meeting rooms, and the technology support desk. The library annex also contains the tutoring center, writing center, diversity center, and the Office of Disability Resource Services. Demergasso Bava Hall, or DBH, is home to the College of Business Administration, Cognitive Studies, Communication Studies, Computer Science, English, Liberal Studies, and several graduate programs. The student newspaper and radio station are also located in DBH. The Arts Building complex contains the School of the Arts programs, which consists of art, music, and theater. The University Art Gallery features student and faculty work. The Snyder Recital Hall is an exceptional performance venue for students and visiting artists. Concerts throughout the year include instrumental and vocal ensembles. The ASI and USU host a variety of events throughout the year, including Warriors in the Quad every Wednesday. The Peace Pole, located on the Quad, was built in 2017 in a ceremony with special guest Dr. Arun Gandhi. May Peace Prevail is engraved on the pole in 16 languages, representing the diverse demographics of Stan State students. The amphitheater hosts theatrical productions, commencement, and Warrior Day. Our lakes help store water for landscaping needs throughout the year. The reclaimed water is also used in cooling towers, which in turn cool most of the campus buildings. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoy your time here at Stanislaus State.